Good evening. I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at StockMarketMentor.com, and it's Wednesday, October 23rd. I want to talk about Netflix today because there's a couple things. I'd mentioned this yesterday that it was a big, basically a gap and crap. I think I might have mentioned this in the chart of the day. If not, I apologize. I forgot. But anyway, so the stock gaps up, and you can see what kind of volume it hit, like huge, massive volume. But it closed on the low of the day. Now, this is important, within, I don't know, $1 or something like that. So it closed on the low of the day, big, massive dump. I'm sure you probably heard, Carl the tweet icon said that he'd cut his stake in half, and I'm sure that was him selling up there, which is fine. Should have been you and me and everybody else too. When a stock is trending like this has, it's quite overvalued. And I know some of you Netflixians would think it's not overvalued, but memo to you, it is. So the stock gaps up. Whenever you see a stock make this kind of run, it was in, below $100. It was like 75 bucks or whatever it was at the, in the start of the year. And it runs up and hits basically like 400 bucks, which it did on Monday night intraday. That's a stock that you want to sell. Now, okay, that was then, this is now. What were we looking for? What are we looking for? We see this massive volume spike. We're looking for signs that this is capitulation. In other words, all of the buyers have bought, all of the sellers, and they become sellers. All of the sellers finally sell, hence huge volume, and now the stock is ready to move higher again. It's a big, just a crescendo sell-off. We didn't see that. We didn't see that here. And it's not because of this, and it's not, that's supposed to be around the big volume bar. It's not because of that. It's because of this. Because, see, if this sell-off on Monday, this massive dumpage, if this was really the end of the selling, everybody sold, then the stock would be reversing more. The stock would be up more. It's really not. It's not even up 2% after getting absolutely crushed yesterday. So what is that telling us? It's telling us a couple things. First of all, there's a whole lot of pain in this chart. A whole lot of folks, because remember, every share that's sold on the way down, somebody's buying that puppy. So there's a lot of folks that are still looking to sell. They wish they didn't own the stock, so they're selling. At the same time, the buyers aren't really that plentiful. The stock looks like it's probably going to print a little bit higher number than it did the day before earnings, Monday. But that's not significant. I mean, that's not indicative of a reversal. Instead, it's just kind of a pause in the downtrend. So, and I was looking for a short setup today. That's what I'd wanted to do on Option Market Mentor, where our trades have actually been doing pretty well. But I was looking for a short setup here, but haven't seen one yet. I thought maybe we'll get a little bit of bounce and then it'll dribble over and continue selling. That hasn't happened either. So that actually sets us up for a potential trade here. First of all, the less likely one. The high today was 335. If Netflix moves above that level, I wouldn't look for a whole lot, but you could probably get a little bit more upside there, so maybe it's worth a long. What I would instead be looking for is this. If Netflix breaks down, talking about tomorrow, the next day, whatever, if it breaks down below 317, then the next likely bounce will be right around 300 bucks. Now that's only 17 points, but if you're trading options on that, that can be a pretty good move. 17 points if you are short some calls or long some puts can be a pretty good move for you. You may wind up making money that way. But expect some type of a bounce at the 50-day moving average, just kind of reflexively, because that's what traders do. But if we start getting this kind of move, whether this first comes down and bounces or whether it just continues up a little bit, If you start getting this kind of move and you see the stock rolling over and then ultimately trading, not like spiking, but if it just kind of starts drifting below the 50-day moving average, you're going to see Netflix pull back a lot more. So I don't want you to be long the stock. Okay, members, over to the strategy session. Got a lot of stuff to go over. And by the way, if you're not a member of Stock Market Mentor, I say this every once in a while, I want to see you over there. We've got actually quite a few newer members, and I want to see more of them because we're working real hard, and I want you on that team. Okay.